Primeval. Today I'm going to be reviewing Primeval Series 4, Episode 2. I want to apologise for the massive delay with this review. I've been very busy during the week, and I didn't actually get a chance to record this earlier in the week, and also because of Doctor Who, and also I went to see The Martian, and tomato, you get the idea. But yeah, and I want to apologise for my previous review. I was very tired, and if it seems slow, then I do apologise. So, episode 2, it carries on where episode 1 left off, and Abby and Connor are trying to be reinstated into the team by Matt and all the other team members, but Philip is against it because he feels that the military will handle it better because they are more emotionally strong, and they feel that Abby and Connor, they've been through an experience, and it's changed them, and he doesn't think that they're still up to carrying on doing what they used to do. And meanwhile, Connor's old friend Duncan, who we saw in the first series, he's returned, and he's discovered this creature sighting, and Connor reads up about it, and he tracks Duncan down, and there's a nice little reference to when Tom died, and together they go and discover the creature that has come through the anomaly and has been lurking around for all these years in the sewers. And Matt is suspicious of Connor and Abby, and then Jess is suspicious of Matt, and then the usual Primeval formula, they have to fight the creature, put it back through the anomaly. So yeah, episode 2, there's not really much to say. There's not much to it. I think it's a good, solid piece of entertainment. I don't think it's anything more than that. I mean, it's certainly not the worst of the series by any means, but I mean, it is good. It is a lot of fun. I think obviously the big thing to mention here is the return of Duncan, who we saw in series 1 with Tom, his counterpart, who died in episode 4 of series 1, which was a very sad scene. That was the last time we saw Duncan, so it's been it had been quite a while since we'd seen Duncan, like about 4 years. So rewatching it just now, realising how weird it is seeing Duncan in this episode. Excuse me. I mean, first of all, the highlights. It's nice to see, Connor and Duncan, after the events of Tom's death, how things have changed between them. I mean, Duncan kind of blames Connor, I suppose, for Tom's death because of all of the creatures and stuff, and it's nice to see them kind of rekindle their friendship, which is really the highlight of the episode for me, and I really like that. I mean, the creature as well is also fantastic to look at. It is just gorgeous. The CGI is fabulous. I thought the opening was a little bit silly, really, to be honest, the opening sequence when that woman flushed the baby creature down the toilet. That was... Just watch the episode and you'll understand. The characters. Yeah. They're pretty good, I guess. I mean, well, most of them. Like, Abby and Connor are great, and, I love the fact that, they just decide to get involved with the team again without actually, permission. So, yeah. Shows how determined they are to really... Excuse me. It shows how determined they really are to carry on with Cutter's work and really discover the mystery of the anomalies. And it's interesting also to see Matt Anderson. I mean, as I said in the previous review, I don't like Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson is just a terrible character. I mean, he's always going off doing his own thing, and he's speaking to that old man about Abby and Connor, and he's suspicious. Like Matt, they tried to establish Matt as a dark character, like he's got this secret that we're yet to find out. As the series 4 and 5 go on. In terms of this episode, he's all right. He debriefs Abby and Connor, and Like, so in that sense, it's a nice continuation of the first episode. You know, seeing how they're trying to get back to the real world and adjust to that. And obviously, Danny is still out there, so you know, there's that as well. But they don't really touch on Danny too much. The thing that really drags this episode down, though, is the whole cheesy, absolutely corny arsewipe that is the, you know, kind of love story, or well, romantic element, where Jess kind of basically fancies Becca. She fancies the pants off Becca, and you know she doesn't make a good job of hiding that. And it becomes annoying, and the whole thing of like, oh, bring me back some chocolates, but not oranges. That's weird. It's like, what the fuck is this? This is a Primeval episode. You wouldn't get cheesy dialogue like this. What I like about the romance between Abby and Connor is that it's actually quite real and it's well contained. This is just cheesy. I mean, sadly it doesn't go away. It carries on, but this is when they introduce it, and it's like, you don't need. It completely desanitizes Becca as well, because Becca is this tough soldier guy, and you know they gave him some really great emotional depth in episode 1, which really worked, and you know to see him suddenly be reduced to this kind of like hunk, it to me just feels really like lazy writing, and it feels kind of completely going off the whole point of his character. I'm all for them giving him more to do and giving him more development, but you know there has to be some logic to it. There has to be an element of thought behind it. This, no, it doesn't feel well thought out. And Jess is just in this episode. She's all right, but she's just kind of annoying. Like, to be fair, Jess doesn't really change much throughout series 4 and 5. The actress is good though. Ruth Kearney, I will give her that. She is good, and yeah. But to be honest, I don't know. Like, I don't get much out of episode 2. It is good. I do feel that the story is quite basic. The biggest sort of thing you could say about it is the reintroduction of Duncan, or Duncan returning, and the scenes with him and Connor are great. But beyond that, Duncan doesn't really have much to do. He's just kind of there. So I think this episode is a bit of a hit and miss one. It doesn't really quite know what it wants to do, but at the same time, it has some nice nuances to series 1 in that sense that Duncan's back, but just the cheesiness surrounding the romance. The character development remains kind of thin here, apart from Connor and Duncan. Abby's okay in this episode. She gets involved in the action. She's very serious though. She's lost that kind of the thing I'm not really liking about Abby in series 4 is the fact that she kind of lost her spunk. Like after episode 1, she kind of loses that kind of spunk that she had in series 1 to 3. They've kind of really watered her down. Whether that's the actress getting tired of the role, or whether Hannah Spearritt getting tired of the role, or whether that's the writing, I don't know. However, it's starting to bother me, because it's like Abby's not really. She feels very monotone in this. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Also, Alexander Siddig as Philip. He's pretty good, but you can tell there's definitely a darkness to him. He's up to something, and they make that very clear. Lester's pretty good. He doesn't do much, but he's in it, so I can't complain there. Pacing wise, it's good. It romps along, but I do think the climax drags out a bit. Like when they've got the creature up in the container, and then the container falls down, and then in the end they have to use the EMDs. It's like that short section. After that, they could have just left the creature in the container. After that, they didn't need to drag it out with the whole scene with the EMDs. But granted, the creature looks great, and the action sequences are pretty entertaining. The music is good, but nothing too major. I still can't get over the arc. I still can't get over how bad the arc looks, and how bad the opening theme and the title sequence is. It's just awful. It really is. Couldn't they have just gone back? Couldn't they go back to how it used to be, like with the shards floating around? that was awesome. And the dramatic version of the theme, which is the original version, which is the better version, the at the end of the day, Series 4, Episode 2 doesn't really offer that much, but it's a nice addition, I suppose, so I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the episode. So yeah, what do you think about episode 2? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put your comments down below. Let me know. Tune in next time when I review series 4, episode 3, and also Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. That will be coming soon. Soon. Yes, and I'll probably review Pan as well. That new Peter Pan film. I might review some of the old Peter Pan films if I get a chance. And yeah. Spectre's out soon. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, I'm Mr. Thomas 11. See ya.